But you said, nah, this need to be you.
That's who you are.
Yeah.
Come on, Slime.
You act like that?
Nah, not like that, Slime. Come on. I ain't
not like the war report.
And you write the book and said N.O.R.E. somebody.
N.O.R.E. didn't mind that. He didn't mind that.
N.O.R.E. my mistake.
N.O.R.E. was like, how come I tell people that when no one cares, but when Prodigy said it.
What you mean, how you a mistake? The ground.
They calling and saying, yo, Prodigy doesn't want to be a part of the record anymore. So we left Prodigy on the hook. We took his verse off.
Capone just blew the lid off a messy chapter in hip-hop history, and it's got people looking at N.O.R.E. sideways. He's finally clearing the air about what really went down between N.O.R.E. and Prodigy, and now folks are asking, was N.O.R.E. part of some hidden agenda to bring Prodigy down? For the longest time, fans chalked up the tension between Prodigy and Capone and N.O.R.E. as just some regular rap beef. Typical street talk, jailhouse whispers, and clashing egos. But Capone's recent comments got the internet buzzing, and suddenly everyone's digging deeper. Now there's a growing belief that N.O.R.E. might have actually helped push Prodigy out the picture, on purpose. So what bomb did Capone drop? What was the real issue between N.O.R.E. and Prodigy? And did N.O.R.E. really get caught up in a bigger plan to shut Prodigy up? For good? Let's get into it.
They put, no. I gotta say that. I gotta say that. Because Marley wasn't privileged. Marley put in work.
To really feel the weight of what Capone said, you gotta rewind the clock to the late 90s and early 2000s. That was the era when Mobb Deep and Capone and N.O.R.E. were running heavy out of Queens. Real street dudes, not some label-built puppets. Now, Prodigy and N.O.R.E. weren't exactly tight, but they definitely moved in the same circles. They shared tracks, rocked shows, and had plenty of mutual connects in the game. From the outside looking in, there seemed to be respect. But now, people are starting to wonder if all that was just for show. But then the energy changed. Fast. Jumped to 2011, and everything exploded when Prodigy dropped his autobiography, My Infamous Life. That book had the whole industry on edge because Prodigy didn't hold back. He named names, and one of those names was Capone. According to Prodigy, Capone had testified in a case tied to Havoc's brother, Killer Black. That allegation right there, it was heavy. Even if it wasn't true, just seeing it in black and white had people shook. Capone was heated. He hit the interview circuit fuming and even challenged Prodigy to call him a snitch to his face. But Prodigy's fans weren't letting it slide. They were demanding answers. They wanted to know why Capone would have taken the stand at all, especially in a case that had nothing to do with him. Was he involved? Was he trying to cover for someone? Or was Prodigy just stirring the pot? Then N.O.R.E. jumped into the mix, and instead of calming things down, he backed Charlemagne when he accused Prodigy of dry snitching. N.O.R.E. even said, "I like the way you put it," giving the whole drama even more heat.
I didn't know nothing about the crime. I wasn't Killer's co-defendant. I wasn't there when the crime happened. I ain't speak to him after. I ain't speak to nobody after. But I gave a fake statement. Hey, it happens. But I didn't put nothing in there to incriminate nobody. But at the end of the day, when it came time to go to trial, they try to use that shit. Like I gave a statement. But go ahead, it's a lie. I don't care. Because Prodigy tried to say, oh, he gotta, what'd he say? He gotta take it up with himself or something. Some fun like that. I'm like, my man, I'm a G. Let me tell you something. I bust my gun to the fullest in the hood, man. I did my crimes. I went up north. So in that time, when all that's supposed to happen, right after that happened, I came right back to the hood.
But eventually, N.O.R.E. and Prodigy put the fire out, kinda. They squashed the beef on social media, with Prodigy setting the record straight himself. He posted, "I don't know why people are saying I beat N.O.R.E. up. Ha! That's not what my book says, and that's not what happened. Read before you speak."
I didn't go nowhere and hide. I didn't dip from nobody. I was in your face. I was in everybody's face. Nobody had nothing to say. Killer came home. He seen me numerous times in the street. We kicked it. Me and Hav kicked it. Everything. The nigga you say I snitched on was in the streets with me. With me, man. With me. Like it's not a mystery that he was in the streets with me. Then when I go to jail, he goes and runs with the I was with before I went to jail. So come on, I can't be that much of a snitch, B, because I had ample time to say anything they wanted, to do anything they wanted. It's 17 years later, my dude. Now come find out you drop a book. You want to mention that. Yeah, everybody told me that to my face 20 years, 15 years ago. You could have told me that anyway. You could have tried to dead my career. But don't wait till now when you drop a book to try to glorify your life like it's all that crazy, like I'm just a snitch. I did my bid. I didn't do a bid just for holding my... I never got punched in my face while having a gun on me.
Still, even with the air clear, the streets never forgot that moment. I never said we won or lost in that confrontation either. It happened, and I told the story. That's what autobiographies are for. Real life. That's what Prodigy said to clear the air.
And we were talking about his book. He has his autobiography out right now.
Right.
And he definitely kept it real about everything from his point of view.
He did a lot of dry snitching, though.
From everything that happened.
He talked about people getting shot, people shooting,
Yeah, he
people
definitely
fighting.
did.
He said it, and you. I like the way you put it. You dry snitch ass. I like the way you put it.
And N.O.R.E. kept it short and cool, replying with just, "My ninja." From the outside, it looked like the drama had finally died down for good. But nope! Fast forward to 2012, and things blew way out of control again. This time thanks to Havoc, who went on a full-blown Twitter rant that shocked everybody. Out of nowhere, Havoc started accusing Prodigy of being gay and even claimed that he was sending love letters to men while locked up. One of Havoc's tweets said, "I got ninjas in the jail system to back up that Prodigy was smashing homies in jail. Prodigy, prove me wrong, please. I got a big announcement. Ninjas that was locked with him know the truth." And it didn't stop there. Havoc also claimed he smacked Prodigy and was ready to do it again. He tweeted, "I had to smack P. Ask him. Let's do it one-on-one. Me and P." Then he went low, calling Prodigy a Long Island B and straight up questioning whether he was even really from Queensbridge.
So then he put out a statement. Just getting back into New York after my Easter weekend with family and friends in Jersey. I left my phone at a gas station yesterday evening while on my way to Jersey after a glorious Knicks game. To all Mobb Deep fans, it's business as usual. It's Mobb Deep all day. My Twitter account at The Real Havoc will be down until further notice. The only other real account is at Prodigy Mobb Deep. Ignore the rest. One.
So he talked all this tough talk on Twitter only to say that his phone got stolen at a gas station and somebody else was tweeting it. But when you look at the tweets, he was actually tweeting from the web, not even mobile web, just from the web. So even if your phone got stolen, it don't matter because you was tweeting from the web.
All right, so our boy N.O.R.E. actually...
Wild, right? But here's where it got even weirder. Havoc later tried to clean it all up by putting out a statement claiming he never tweeted any of that. His excuse? His phone got stolen. But wait, it gets even messier. An audio clip came out not long after where you can clearly hear Havoc doubling down, again, on those same accusations about Prodigy. And yep, he even repeated that he smacked him.
Played a clip of this is Havoc, right?
This is Havoc.
Talking about Prodigy.
Yes.
We'll say allegedly just to cover
Allegedly,
our ass, but this is Havoc.
I don't got nothing against gay people or nothing like that, but I'm just saying, look your son, look, watch, and then this in the jail, come out from the woodworks, and they're gonna tell you what the he was doing. He gay. I had to smack him like a month and a half ago when we was doing South by Southwest.
Now explain what he just said, Charlamagne.
He basically said that his former partner in N.O.R.E, I don't want to say former because I guess they're still together, Prodigy is gay and there's dudes in the jail that are going to come out the woodworks and back up his story, and he's actually smacked Prodigy a month and a half ago at the South by Southwest show.
It was chaos, and fans were left wondering what was real and what was just reckless clout chasing. That's when N.O.R.E. jumped back into the mix and made it even messier. He hopped online and confirmed that the voice in that audio clip, yeah, that was definitely Havoc. But he didn't stop there. N.O.R.E. added fuel by throwing a slick little jab at Prodigy, hinting that the cat's gonna be let out of the bag soon.
I think that it happened. Things like this been happening over years. We've been hearing rumors, and even though he probably gonna come and he's gonna deny it, I think that the cat will be let out the bag very soon.
It's definitely not a joke, man. It's a lot of real stuff going on out here in this world. Secret societies are real. It's definitely very obvious, that they're at work and it's at play in the music industry, in the food industry, politics. Everywhere you turn is everywhere. You just got to read the signs, you know what I mean? The writing on the wall, basically, is all in front of your face, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, once people just learn about it and do a little research about it all, they'll be able to see like, oh wow, I understand what's going on. And all this ritualistic and rituals on little, they kids doing satanic rituals. Like, this stuff is really going on in this world. Like, you know what I mean? You got sick people like Jeffrey Dahmer and different people like that. And I believe that it was a different background to it, of why he was doing what he was doing. I think it was some ritualistic things going on.
Shady! But then N.O.R.E. tried to play it off later, saying he was just joking around. When someone straight up asked him if he believed what Havoc said about Prodigy's sexuality, N.O.R.E. didn't give a yes or no. He just dodged and said, "Ask Havoc." That non-answer said a lot without saying much at all. By that point, the internet had already exploded. Some fans swore it was all just a stunt to sell records or stay relevant, especially since Prodigy himself later admitted that they milked the drama. But others, they believed something way more personal was brewing beneath the surface.
Even though I was inside, locked in a prison, I wanted to show them that I still had no fear in my heart, about speaking my mind and letting people know what time it is. There's no reason for me to fear, because it's really nothing. There's nothing they can do besides me, and I'm not afraid of that.
And then in 2017, Prodigy dies, allegedly choking on an egg in a hospital bed. And get this, he was in the middle of making a musical about the Illuminati at the time of his death. Naturally, fans started asking questions because the official story didn't add up.
Now, I'm sorry to start with you with such a harsh question, but a lot of people, when they look at Prodigy's death, right, there's a lot of conspiracy theories that floats around that death. People actually say that it was an eggshell. Obviously, when I want to interview anybody, I Google everything, and people are saying, and then there's this video, and you tell me if this is real or not, I don't know, of Prodigy and they're like Illuminati, a guy running up on the Illuminati and saying, "You better not put out this video."
Somebody was ran up on
him, and and he had the people had a mask on. Did you ever see this video?
Nah, it was a real video.
It was I don't know if it's a real video. Up on him? Yeah, they ran up on him, and they was like, you better not put this video out, whatever video that it is.
Now here's where things take a turn. Today, there's talk that Capone and N.O.R.E. aren't even on the same page anymore. Word is, Capone's been moving real low-key and keeping his distance. He ain't been showing up, ain't been reaching out. The bond ain't the same. Allegedly, Capone's been telling folks he's not feeling how N.O.R.E. moves in the industry these days, or the people he's been getting cozy with. That's a big statement considering their history together. And let's not forget what Prodigy spent years talking about. He was always calling out the dark side of the music industry, the government, the prison pipeline, and even secret societies. He didn't hold back. He talked about the Illuminati play loud and clear. Some thought he was tripping, but others think he was dropping real warnings the industry didn't want heard. Prodigy didn't just flirt with controversy, he ran straight into it. He spoke boldly about the powerful forces controlling the music game, saying straight up that some of these higher-ups were into some real twisted stuff behind closed doors. He wasn't just throwing shade, he was exposing what he believed were serious crimes happening in the shadows. And he wasn't scared either. Prodigy even said out loud that if it cost him his life to speak the truth, so be it. That's how deep he was in, risking everything to pull back the curtain. Then boom, in 2017, he's suddenly gone. The official story? He choked on an egg while in a hospital bed. But here's the kicker. At that exact time, he was working on a musical about the Illuminati. Yeah, you read that right. Naturally, fans weren't buying it, the timing was just too strange, and the explanation didn't sit right. People were asking questions, but N.O.R.E. wasn't trying to hear any of it. In a recent interview with Haybo, when the topic of Prodigy's death came up, N.O.R.E. brushed it off, calling it just a conspiracy theory. He even looked to Havoc for backup, almost like he wanted him to co-sign and shut the convo down. That rubbed people the wrong way. Some felt N.O.R.E. was just protecting his industry ties, trying to stay safe by not poking the bear. But others, they started to wonder if he was doing more than just brushing it off. Was he trying to rewrite the story? Or worse, did he help discredit Prodigy when he needed support the most? Maybe not by setting him up, but by throwing shade, spreading rumors, and turning people against him. Because if N.O.R.E. really meant it when he said they squashed their beef, why keep tossing Prodigy's name around in such a negative way? And now, with talk that Capone is pulling back from N.O.R.E., fans are wondering, does he know something he's not saying? Is this his quiet way of stepping away before it all unravels? Whatever the case, something's clearly off. The vibe isn't just about old rap beef anymore. It feels way deeper than that. In a game this dark, it's the ones who follow orders, keep their mouths shut, and play along who usually get rewarded. They're the ones getting brand deals, big platforms, and clean reputations. But the loud ones, the ones who start asking questions, calling out secrets, and speaking truth like Prodigy, they either vanish from the spotlight or they get taken out. And now folks are saying it's no coincidence that Prodigy died in such suspicious circumstances, while someone like N.O.R.E. ended up with corporate deals and a cozy seat at the table with Revolt and Diddy's camp. Makes you think, right? So here's the real question. Did N.O.R.E. make it because he stayed in line? Or did he go further? Maybe even help tear down someone who refused to play the game? Was he just clowning around with those rumors about Prodigy? Or was he part of something darker? Something strategic? Was N.O.R.E. compromised? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't hold back. Do you think N.O.R.E. just did what he had to do, or did he help silence a voice that was getting too loud? Smash that like button if you made it this far, subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next, and tap that bell so you're first in when we drop more heat. This story is far from over. Catch you in the next one.